Okay, I think I should be live now. We're just gonna get on Chrome here to kind of start off. I'm gonna share the link on Twitter. Um, um, so yeah, we're kind of just waiting for people to join in here. I have models pulled up and everything. We are probably gonna look at today as well. I have radar screens pulled up, including the Lincoln, Illinois radar and the St. Louis, Missouri radar. I might pull up the Kansas City radar instead. Yeah, that one seems a bit more fitting right now. We have satellite pulled up. So we're just kind of waiting for this to all kick in. So we can probably get a rundown of SPC risk categories here shortly. Just gonna see here. This is my Twitter. I post a lot. I post some on here. I've kind of stopped posting a lot more of my media tweets recently. Posted a little bit, but I got sick and kind of stopped posting a bit. So we're kind of just waiting for people to come in here at the moment and be here for this stream. Quality 720p would look way better. Yep, there we go. Welcome whoever joined. Chat's on, so feel free to chat. We're kind of waiting for a couple more people to file in here. I gotta announce to my Discord server that we are live. So we got one person in here right now. Thanks for whoever is here. I guess we should talk about that there is a mesoskele discussion that got issued about an hour ago for northern Missouri into central Illinois, discussing potential for large hail. There's this warm front that's stationed across Missouri, Kansas, and into Illinois. This warm front is setting up the potential for strong to severe storms. Or no, that's a cold front. My bad. That's a cold front, or is it a warm front? I think it's a cold front. That's stalled front in Illinois, in Missouri here, with the warm front in Missouri and that area. These storms are going to be elevated storms feeding off the warm air advection regime across central Illinois from around Bloomington and areas toward like Columbia, Missouri. Hi, Andrew. I hope 32820 happens so you can cope. Okay. Chargers season. You guys are being fools in chat right now. Hi Andrew, hi Veer, hi Gio, what's up? Um, so why don't we just talk about the atrocity the FE3 showing? It's having fun. We can say that. Um, as my computer is being a slow potato now. That's just wonderful. Why is it being a slow potato all of a sudden? I don't know. Um, there we go. So, FE3 for tomorrow has Supercells initiating at 19Z, and just Oklahoma dying, and then yes, the Rhode Island popping off in Texas, and then I think we can see blows up some Supercells in Louisiana along the Confluence Band at like 21Z, which is actually probably a realistic time for that to happen, and then they just go boom. I mean, sheesh. The FE3 excuse my yawning, is probably the fastest solution for tomorrow. It's probably the most unrealistic solution too. If you look at the HRRR, it's further back, but we're going a little ahead of ourselves because we gotta talk about the day more in advance. But the HRRR has the cold front in Oklahoma and Kansas at 18Z and Texas. Or I said Kansas, I meant Oklahoma and Texas. My bad. You can see there's already some stronger convection that's starting to form in the HRRR. Do you guys think the HRRR is going to print? Oh, this extension. The extension is called Paint Page Marker. Draw on Web. It's pretty easy. I also have Web Paint for Google Chrome too, but I just use the first one. So let's run a poll up in chat. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Do we think the HRRR is going to print? Oh wait, no, we don't want another option. Okay, there we go. We got a community poll in the chat, so make sure you answer that. Not gonna lie, I'm on the road all day Friday, so I'm gonna be missing whatever the hell decides to happen. Dang, Gia, watch you miss the event of the year. That'll be funny. Gio misses the event of the year, and then he can't get his radar data. Oh no, I'm gonna have to start crying. We're off to quite the start here. Right now for this stream. So we got. So right now, the answers are yes in the poll. It happened on 3/25/21. Oh, you guys, we gotta tell Gio. We gotta tell Gio to hold it in chat. Hold it. There we go. Deserve to be honest. Dude, I'm just gonna say you're holding it right there. Veer with the cat laughing emojis. Okay, let's talk about tonight. And become a little bit more serious, because we're having a little bit too much fun right now. I mean, having fun isn't bad. I'm not gonna be bad. Having fun's not bad, but so tonight we're expecting elevated supercells to initiate rather soon in Illinois and Missouri. If the HRRR would actually load, yeah, we're probably gonna get these to initiate. Yeah, it looks like 2Z in Missouri, and actually they're already starting to initiate. I'm already on the Kansas City radar. There's like little blips in Howard County if you're on there. There's one up in Winston in DeKalb County. We'll look at radar a little later. But yeah, they're expected to form probably around 9 o'clock or so. 9 to 10 is when we're probably gonna see the better initiation. Once we get toward 11, looks like I might get some larger storms with some hail potential, and those all kind of migrate away. This looks so much better a few days ago for large hail for Illinois. Looks kind of mid now. Looks like these storms are barely able to route to the hail thing. Damn, bro. Today I'll have hail. Yo, we got intercept the DC Slabber tomorrow. Oh yeah, I forgot about the DC Slabber tomorrow. Yeah, let's talk about we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's talk about the environment for today though. We'll go to like 4Z. So we're expecting most unstable cape to be around 4,000 joules per 4,000, 1,000 joules per kilogram. It's 500 or so. This is gonna bring out an okay profile for large hail. 700 most unstable cape from 9 to about 1 kilometer there. And you can see this photograph is Hail City. I mean, just look at that. It's literally straight long. You can't ask for much more hail wise. Bro, I'm at VTech. I can't get up there. Geo, it seems like you're coping right now. Seems like you're missing everything, man. What's happening? You slacking. But looks like 1,000 makes like or most unstable cape shows up later at night, thickening that instability profile in the elevated regions there. Nothing gets surface based. You gotta use 2 to 5 kilometer helicity tracks. And looks like there could be some storms that, or at least some bigger hail. It looks like the better tracks. There's like some in Ohio and Indiana that are better. There's one from like Illinois to Indiana. One over Peoria. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Never happens. Hi, Mason Mastong. What's up? Um, so kind of the threat that's gonna be driving tonight is these steep 700 to 500 millibar lapse rates of 6.5 to 7 kilometers. This is also going to be under some weak little shortwave, like here, kinda, that'll give off enough forcing to initiate stuff. I don't have my own car, so I need a ride. Andrew has a life unlike you. Oh, what is the monstrosity happening in chat, bro? Bro, if I get a tornado tomorrow, I'm gonna be kind of mad. Why would you be mad if you get a tornado tomorrow, dude? I mean, we could talk about tomorrow though, right now, because there's not much to talk about today, because it's kind of mid. We'll first start over in the Mid Atlantic so that Veer can shut up about the DC's hail slabber tomorrow. I really don't. That's not gonna happen. Hey, where's this DC hail slabber? I just don't see it. Oh, there it is. Haha. but cells, I'll be mad. Elevated AF. Yeah, cells are about to be elevated. I mean, okay, so let's go to Delaware and Maryland. Oh my gosh, that literally goes through DC on the HRRR. Let's take a sounding out of Waldorf. Holy. I don't know why the UH track goes so nuts on that. There's like less elevated instability or more elevated instability in Illinois tonight, and those storms aren't doing jack. Yeah. Looks like a very skinny elevated instability there. The hodograph looks really nice. I mean, that's pretty long and straight. Nice for hail potential. I can't chase. Andrew, you read that wrong? Oh, you can't chase? That sucks. How do we have 8 viewers in here? That's just crazy. Yeah, there's like no service-based cape tomorrow, so good luck to tornado potential. Actually, there's some over like oh, that's like not even anything. Looks like tomorrow morning there might be some stronger storms over. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's like, oh yeah, it's like 20Z. There's like stronger storms that develop up in like Hagerstown, maybe? Is that where they develop from? Um, Looks like Ohio gets some elevated hailers tomorrow too. Um, oh, those are like barely elevated. There's some surface instability, but they probably won't get rooted. Let's go look at tomorrow out on the plains. Could be quite fun over there. Mainly looking at a hail threat tomorrow out in the Central Plains. we have this strong trough that's going to come in, but low-level SRH is not going to be high because the surface low fails to materialize to this point. So your low-level photographs are pretty weak. It's like the surface lows tries to develop here and here, but it's quite weak. There's also one in Mexico too. So the poll. We're not gonna end the poll yet, but we need to vote on the poll. Okay, the poll is in the top of the YouTube chat. Just click on it. Vote on the poll. We need answers on that. But moving on. We have a cold front that's gonna be stationary boundary that's gonna be centered from like Delaware, Maryland, all the way out through Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. This is going to be the focal point area for severe weather tomorrow. Really anywhere in here could really receive stronger storm chances tomorrow. It's like the ring of fire pattern in the summer, except it's March. And we kind of have that southeast ridge built up. It's not really a ring of fire pattern aloft. You don't have that north flow. Instead, you have west flow and southwest flow. It's actually northwest flow over the eastern portion of this toward Virginia, Delaware. But over here, you got southwest flow at the 500 millibars, and then it turns over to westerly over here as you get more and more under the ridge. And the ridge of high pressure is like over Florida. So this trough won't be able to work through as much. Your low-level wind shear profiles are nothing, which is why hail is going to be such a big threat tomorrow. A lot of places, anywhere from Texas up through Oklahoma. Storms are likely going to initiate around 3 or 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we can see here, this is already starting off the hail threat. You have really 10 to 15 knots of low-level flow, and not much turning of the wind shear at the low levels, just a tiny bit. You see the 1 and 6 kilometer barbs do change a decent amount. So there will be a supercell mode tomorrow. But this warm nose right here is going to prevent tornado potential, along with this low level hodograph being pretty weak. Hail is going to be a big threat because this hodograph is rather long and straight, perfect for hail potential. Your thermodynamics are a little skinny for hail potential, but there's still going to be potential for that large hail tomorrow afternoon. More factors that kind of contribute to this also. I feel like the hail threat is probably going to be a bit bigger further to the southeast, with these storms that develop along the dry line. You can see they develop a more moderate instability profile, so we could maybe see an anticyclonic storm, and the 3 Cape values are a bit better over here, so maybe a tornado with that. I don't know. Kind of rare to get anticyclonic tornadoes here in the U.S., but there's a little bit of negative SRH, negative 41, not that much though, so we're likely looking at a hail threat. Again, the hodograph isn't super straight, but the hodograph is really elongated with cloud layer shear of 87 knots and deep layer shear of 63 knots, so it's relatively steep thermodynamic profile, latitude is 7 plus, and Cape of nearly 2,000 joules per kilogram in the mixed layer. So you're going to be looking at a big time hail threat with that. You see along the triple point there, you do have not hail. Cape that gets 2,000 joules per kilogram, but it's contaminated due to nearby storms. Looks like Cape does get to 2,000 joules per kilogram down there in the Del Rio region, where the low level shear actually does increase, but we're probably not going to see storm initiation down there unless it's like overnight when the dry line unzips, which is very much possible. Let's see if there's any models that do initiate down there. Looks like a couple models do initiate, but they kind of can't keep the storms until later at night when, yeah, so any storms that are going to form down there could have big hail, but it also could be just a linear segment thing too. I'll look at the NSSL here. Yeah, it looks like the main show is going to be anywhere really in here for huge hail potential tomorrow along the stationary boundary. Areas up into Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Missouri could also see some large hail tomorrow too. We're not expecting a huge tornado chance, although a tornado or two cannot be ruled out. Nicely damaging winds are also possible. The big show though is Friday. What we got Friday is we have a stronger, more embedded shortwave, not really embedded shortwave, but stronger, more potent shortwave that kind of digs in. Bro, is this neutral tilted? Looks pretty. Can't draw a straight line to save my life. But this looks pretty neutral to maybe positive. I'm not great with tilts, but oh my gosh, there's lots of people who are talking in here. Monster hail, but no tornadoes. Yeah, pretty much, Ender. I gotta make you a mod, Ender. I didn't even know you were in here, dog. Thermal profiles are very nice for hail. Photographs as well. I think 3-inch hail. Yeah, realistically, I think 3-inch hail is probably quite realistic for tomorrow. And you'll look near the triple point in KF our thermodynamic profiles are really nice. Yeah, I was looking up there, Veer. Yeah, for sure. Up north, the mode's gonna be so clustered, so some hail potential, but not significant. I think any storm that does kind of remove itself from the cluster up there could maybe drop an isolated significant hailstone. That would not surprise me. Up further to the north, we have the needed ingredients for hail again up here. Deep layer shear is extremely strong, 60 plus knots. But the thing is, the thermodynamics are going to be quite hard to come by because of how messy the storms are up there. So you're kind of right with that one. The thermodynamics are kind of. You can see these storms are a lot more messy as you get up toward Missouri. Try to take a sounding here, southwest Missouri, and you look, and I don't think you're going to get sig hail. One of the main reasons you're probably not going to get more significant hail is your thermodynamic profile is pretty weak. You really only have positive thermodynamics from 9 kilometer to like, what is this? 3 or 4 kilometers up? I know the sun is contaminated. The shear profiles are real nice up there, but you're not really going to have the instability to kind of work with that. So yeah, you definitely get what you're saying, Veer, about that. Looks like Oklahoma, though. I think anything that crosses into like Arkansas and Missouri, after that, I think hail potential will probably decrease. It's not really unstable as much over there. Earlier runs prior did have it a little bit more unstable. I think Missouri still looks okay. If there's storms that kind of put themselves ahead of the line into these profiles here, you might even get some storms that try to rotate and put down tornadoes, but that seems quite unlikely that you're going to get that type of stuff over there. This looks like there are storms that try to kind of get themselves ahead of the line, and they do kind of strengthen it a little bit too, I guess. And the thermodynamic profiles aren't so great at that point. The HRRR, the 0Z run is loading in, so we could have a 0Z HRRR watch party stream. But let's talk about Friday. So, some of the main things that make this day look a lot more potent, especially on the NAM, is this low pressure. It really starts to strengthen. Gets to 1,000 millibars. Now, the RAP is even more potent with that low pressure, and we can actually probably talk about the RAP in a second. But the low level jet gets to 50 plus knots, really widespread across the warm sector here. And you also get that warm front to get all the way up to southern Illinois. And what that does is that breaks the warm sector to be pretty broad. And you can see that when looking at the dew point map. You have pretty good warm sector here. This is probably where you're going to get the stronger to severe storm potential on Friday. Looks like the highest area out of that potential, if the NAM solution happened, would be anywhere in here. Really, this area looks quite potent. That being said, the NAM It doesn't have the best track history, so it very well may not happen. But looking into the NAM, there is a bit of a confluence band type thing that sets up somewhere like here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, makes sense. And we're probably gonna get a prolonged discrete supercell mode. You don't have that much forcing in the warm sector, and your more significant forcing is to the west. And what you're gonna be dealing with is you're dealing with a prolonged mode of discrete supercells. Your 200 millibar winds are extremely strong and are just perpendicular right off that boundary. Now, they're a little bit more parallel off the boundary, especially as you get into western Arkansas. So I think any storms that go up along the immediate cold front will probably grow upscale into some sort of quasi-linear type system. That'll be there. You can see the storms are probably going to continue overnight into Arkansas, Mississippi, and the environmental space as they continue up into this area is significant. I'll give you a deep dive into this sounding here, which is a convective sounding that weather enthusiasts, meteorologists, a lot of people who are into weather use this. So from about 11 kilometers to the surface, you have an instability column, which is with these red lines here and this white/brown dashed line there. That represents the instability in the atmosphere that you have. Down here, you can see those values under the Cape section, and we have 1,000 most mixed layer Cape there, which is the value that I typically use. Here is what's called the hodograph, and you can see it's very large. This represents here, and red represents the amount of represents the enlargedness, and can represent streamwise vorticity in some cases, but that's the hodograph shape that you have here. And this hodograph is pretty streamwise because of its general shape. It's more in a circle, so if you measure it from here, you can see it's more streamwise, you know? It's in a circle. It's not really in a square or really comprises much, so getting a lot more of that storm to ingest that, and that makes it rotate and become quite strong, and especially given the combination of instability, that'll happen. Now, one limiting factor that you can see in this sounding is saturation from 0 to 2 kilometers. What this does is, especially in newer and premature updrafts, this causes storms to struggle sometimes because of the low level lapse rates being quite low, and your low level instability being a little bit lower, and that air toward the surface being a bit more stable. So you got to have a bit more push. But thankfully, we do have some prefrontal forcing to kind of help these storms out. General timing is still a bit uncertain. We probably won't be able to nail it down, but yeah, the HRLR is loading in. Now let's look into the wrap. Let's go to probably 0Z is probably the best time to look at. And, the wrap has probably the most significant scenario in my eyes, along with the NAM being quite significant, but it has a 997 millibar low in northern Arkansas. That positioning, especially with an event like this, is pretty scary if you look at things. You have dew points that are extremely high, mid to upper 60s across the whole warm sector where the low pressure is near. Now the wrap is probably overdoing convection a bit, so expect it to not be this strong. What you also have is a low level jet of 50 plus notch, which is quite strong for wrap standards. Wrap usually underdoes the low level jet even sometimes. Your 500 millibar shortwave is even stronger on the wrap than it is on the NAM, probably because of your low level your low pressure strength being stronger, and it has a clear zone of discrete supercell potential from southern Arkansas through eastern Texas into western Mississippi. This zone right here is the zone to watch for more discrete supercell potential. You can see it's right on the nose of this, or the nose of this intense jet's going to be further to the north where a bit more forcing is going to be. Down south, there's not going to be as much forcing, and if you take a sounding in this zone, you can see this is potent. You have strong amounts of instability from 12 kilometers to the surface. yielding 3 kb of 65 joules per kilogram, which is the measure of 0 to 3 kilometer instability in the atmosphere. And then you also have mixed layer cape of 1,300 joules per kilogram. Again, the red line here and the white to brown line there. And then you have an extremely large oval hodograph measured with storm relative helicity of 400 units. And then you also have not as much upper level support with the RAP, only cloud layer shear of 80 knots. Some of the other models have a lot higher of a upper level jet, kind of nosing in there at 200 millibars. You see the RAP doesn't have as much. And yeah, the RAP tends to overdo temperatures charger because of the amount of precipitation it puts out in the warm sector. It has so much precipitation in the warm sector normally. Yeah, McCallum. But yeah, it looks like it's like I don't know why that cloud layer shear showed up to be 80 knots in that sounding. Oh, maybe because 200 millibars isn't even on the sounding. Oh no, it is. It's 12 kilometers. Maybe that's not plotted on the hodograph. 300 millibar wind shear though on the RAP seems to be a little lower. What's the NAM got for 300 millibar wind shear? Oh yeah, NAM's got a lot higher 300 millibar wind shear. That's at like 90 knots. The RAP is like 60. I don't know why the RAP has a hole right there. The RAP is a stronger low, but the system's oriented way differently. Like your 300 millibar support just isn't there. It's like, nah, I'm out. That might cause some problems. Yeah, Callum. PDS RAP PDS Tor sounding is kind of hard to come by. It really is. Don't get that very often. Oh, cloud layer shear is better at 21Z. Interesting. And at 21Z. Ooh, okay, Northern Louisiana. Let's check. Oh, 21Z. You don't have the low level hodograph, so you're kind of. It's interesting. RAP solutions, interesting. Well, low strength is pretty fast too. I think the way the RAP solution's oriented too. You probably could get storms along the dry line in Texas if that initiates. Any of those storms would be favorable for hail production. Oh wow, yeah, big time hail production. If you form a huge EML though, lots of dry air, which probably will not help storms form. Seems like the RAP is slightly faster than the NAM. I will say that. In regards to this, oh yeah, it's a lot faster. It's not as far north either. I would watch the Missouri Boot Heel as well along the warm front there. If you can get surface-based stability to climb up there, people are in for a ride up there. NAM has it going up there. Let me just say, well, that's a 12Z NAM run. I mean, just look at the NAM up in the Missouri Boot Heel. I mean, what do I have to say? That's pretty significant. It's like your classic Sig Tour warm front analog type thing. The Defluence is what makes this event look impressive. Oh yeah. Yeah, the Defluence is more placed over on the trough, is a lot further north, looks like. It's like a 200 millibars look at the Defluence. The Defluence isn't significant, at least unless I'm missing something big. Actually, no, it's pretty significant. I'm messed up saying it's not significant. It's pretty significant right over the target at 200 millibars. I mean, there's a big change. It's like due west barb here, and then it's like northwest here. Lots of large scale ascent, which is going to give you your convection out in the open warm sector that could thrive and produce tornadoes potentially. Wonder what the cause for the cams mixing out east. I don't know. Probably H-R usually overdoes mixing sometimes, especially once you get toward the summer. There's a lot of events where it overmixes. People are like, oh, why did this day go wild? You got the classic HRR overmixed. And yeah, we do have HRR that's loading in right now. So that's another thing to look at. Let's switch gears and talk about our storms forming right now across Illinois, Missouri. They are just starting up. Here's a look at Lincoln, Illinois radar. We can see we have storms that have formed there in Knox County, Missouri, Lewis County, Missouri, Adams County, Illinois, up through McDowell and Schuyler County, Illinois, into Fulton County, Illinois. These are some little showers that are starting to form. They're starting to get going a little bit. Tops of like 20,000 feet with the stuff out in Missouri. And then I believe I can change over to the Kansas City radar. No, it's not going to let me switch over, is it? Oh, no, well. There you go. So here's the Kansas City radar. So we have more stuff in Daviess County, Grundy County, Livingston County in Missouri, Sullivan County, Putnam County out there. So, and Adair County. Looks like some of these storms are topping 20 to 25,000 feet. This one might be ready to try and give us some hail there in Missouri. SBC did issue a missile skill discussion. We have a slight risk, so we're not expecting a severe watch, though. Okay, let's go back to Chrome, and let's continue this up. So yeah, anybody have questions? Let's start with that. We have 10 people in here. We probably should have questions. Today hail day? Yeah, today is a hail day. Across Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, Iowa. It's a 5 hail. Nothing major, just some isolated, just a lot of storms. A couple of them could produce some bigger hail, but a lot of smaller hail is more likely. Let's go look at some of these soundings here. So here's these soundings have launched. It's like 8 o'clock. Here's RUN. So we're already getting moisture stacking into Oklahoma. 60-degree dew points there. This moisture's been over the United States for a while. This sounding here, we're not quite ready for those elevated storms yet in Illinois. We are ready for those elevated storms in Missouri. You can see that has unstabilized there from 3 kilometer to from 3 kilometer to 9 kilometer, giving you about 800 or 600 joules per kilogram. Oh man, yeah, they got EML'd there. That's for sure. That's a beautiful photograph too. I literally just looked at it. I looked at that earlier, Veer. I literally said get EML'd. Earlier we looked at that a little bit. I guess we could take a look at that again. I mean, 0Z tomorrow in Del Rio just is not looking fun. It's not even loading in on the HRR yet. Dang, we just dropped off viewership like crazy. Yeah, 0Z settings are pretty gas. Yeah, I would agree, McCallum. I mean, this one's pretty gas. If you didn't have the EML at 850 millibars, you would have a tornado day. Huge EML today. Just crazy EML. Summary of the 0Z settings EML. Yeah, for real. Here's satellite right now. You can kind of see there's a lot of fog over Illinois. It's pretty foggy. Can't really see very far outside. Looking outside right now. Can't see. And yeah, there's your elevated storms forming. They're forming in Iowa, Missouri, Illinois. These are going to overspread move that way. I think we probably got to everything we needed to get to. So I think we're probably gonna wrap this up. Thanks for everybody who came in here. We probably were here for like an hour live. I want to thank everybody who joined. And maybe I'll do another one of these. Didn't feel like doing a video tonight. So I kind of just went on a live stream. We got 10, 11 people that came in here, which is pretty cool. We had maintained 6 for like 30 minutes, so that's impressive. Thank you guys. You guys are real ones. And see you in the next video or live stream that I do. And I'll probably end up doing a live stream Friday if everything works out. See ya.